Well, we are back to not good price action. Took a big loss today. Basically wiped out all my gains from yesterday and some. Down $50 on the week. I did only take 5 trades. I know this says 10, but you can see starting here, I sized in 5 of them. So 5 trades, and I was kind of all over the place today. I had a very strong bias of what I wanted to happen, but there was little things that didn't play out properly, and today was just a really tough day. It was really ugly. I don't think a lot of people won today. It was definitely challenging. I did have a big win. That was $800, but I didn't even really like that trade that much. It was kind of a bot trade. So I don't know. I don't got much to say today. It's not that crazy of a loss, but still stings a little bit. But let's get into this because I don't want to talk about that too much. No news today, and you can see this 4-hour gap. We did actually close above it last night, so I was super bullish. We obviously had these 2 gaps down here that needed to get filled, and on the hourly, this was obviously a bigger gap, and we had this hourly here. So let's just get rid of this 4-hour. We already inversed. But this was my kind of sell side target here. So what I wanted to see happen was price come down, take this out, fill this gap, and then we come up to these relative equal highs here. I mean, this is just a big liquidity pool. You have these 4-hour highs stacked up, which we did end up hitting eventually, which is kind of annoying. It was also within this 4-hour gap. All right, so very strong draw, and that was kind of my target for today. We had a few session highs here that we took out, basically left relative equal highs with this and this. And coming into market open, this hourly gap played a big role, but also this little 15-minute gap played a big role. And what I wanted to see was this 15-minute to get inversed to take a buy, right? Because the fact that we didn't sweep this out and we ended up leaving equal lows, which is the worst thing ever, with this hourly low, and then this is going to be your New York AM low, because it just means we're going to be fucking ranging again. We just escaped the range, and now we're back into it. So we can expect more shit-ass price action again for the rest of the week, probably. So, Sorry, I thought my phone was ringing. But, like I said, coming into market open here, just right here, we get our, as per usual, big ass push up, then we chop around. I didn't take any trades in this shit show. I waited till we got the third 15-minute candle closure, which was this one here, and we opened this one down here. So at this point, we're respecting this gap. I'm thinking we're going to come down to these Asia lows and tap into that gap. We had obviously taken out all this trend line liquidity here, and there was the session highs I mentioned we swept out. And this trade, I didn't mind this trade, but because I was so bullish, probably shouldn't have taken a short. But we had this 1-minute gap here, and after we inverse this big one, and we've been respecting this 15-minute gap, I was looking for shorts, and I actually got a pretty shit entry on this right here, and my stops were above this gap, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe they were a little bit lower. Sorry, I did get stopped out there, but I was just targeting down to here, and I got taken out pretty fast there, and we didn't even end up hitting this low. So I probably would have got break even regardless on this trade. I know a lot of people got fucking drilled by this because it's like literally 1 point away from that low. We didn't hit it. We end up respecting this 50-minute and this hourly. And before that happens, I ended up taking another short. That was a $350 loss, by the way. After we had tapped back into this gap here and we got this inversion. And we still hadn't taken out this low. That was going to be my break even. I just wanted these Asia lows here. And this one got fucking railed because we just exploded out of nowhere. And this was a big loss. I went pretty heavy because I was pretty damn confident we were going to come take out these equal lows. And we didn't. And $850 loss on that one. So I was down about $1,200 at this point. And this next trade I took was a good one, but I should have just been done for the day. Obviously, we get this big 1 minute inversion. We've respected this 1 hour. We've respected this 15 minute. We've tapped into the 4 hour. And the only thing that was shit about this is we didn't get any liquidity sweep. We didn't take this out, this hourly low here. We didn't take this out. We didn't really take out any trend line liquidity. But me being super bullish, I don't like this trade at all, guys. This was not a good trade. But I did wait a decent amount of time till we came up here because I wanted to see price close above this gap because I was still kind of bearish. And we closed above it, came in, filled this gap, respected it, and then we pushed higher, which is where I entered. And my targets were up to these relative equal highs here. And that didn't end up playing out in my favor. I ended up getting stopped out here because I moved my stops up because I thought there was a chance we reverse off this London high. And we did. But if I would have just held this trade, it would have been a $1,500 win. I sized in very nicely. But I was already $1,200 down, so me taking $800 there was not a bad idea. So now I'm down $400 at this point, and this was actually like a really good trade. Stops are very tight because I didn't want to lose a lot. It was 1 to 3, and yeah, $800 on that one. So I'm down $400 at this point. We have now inversed this 15 minute. So everything on the higher time frames, we've inversed this, tiny little gap here, and there's this gap on the hourly we close above on the 7 o'clock candle, and the 4 hour gap we've obviously already closed above. So there's nothing stopping us from coming up to these highs here. So I'm still looking for longs, and this next trade was kind of shit. And I just should have been done at minus 400. But we had this big 15-minute gap here. And I was just kind of wanting price to come tap into that, but we didn't. And we originally were respecting this last 3-minute gap here. So I'm thinking it's just a retrace. We're going to pump back up to these. We tap into that 1 minute or 3 minute inversion there. And I re-entered or sorry, it was over here that I took this trade. 1 minute inversion there, and we get a pump up and then a dump, tap back into this gap, and we pump up and we inverse this gap as well. So this candle closes up here. I'm waiting for this candle to close. We inverse this as well. So 3 minute inverse, 1 minute inversed, 5 minute there was nothing, 2 minute was inversed. Everything is looking like we are gonna pump here after grabbing liquidity, and I take another long position here just up to these, and this gets stopped out pretty fast because we decided just to chop around, and my stops were below this 3 minute gap just for a 1-to-1. And that was a $500 loss right there. And then unfortunately, I mean, we did have this dip, but it did run to TP shortly after. So the idea was right, execution was poor. I don't really understand why we reversed here. I don't know. There's literally nothing that justified it to me. We are super bullish, and we had nothing to grab around this area. So I don't know why we pulled back, but it's probably something I don't know. So at this point, I'm down $900, I believe. And I did enter one more position, super small size. That didn't really matter, but it was a short position right here. And this was just off the fact we got this 1 minute IFEG, and I was just basically targeting this 15-minute gap like that. I figured if any reason we're pulling back down, it's to grab liquidity, and this one did not last long either. So super ugly day for me. This was a $150 loss right there. And yeah, that's how I ended up down 1,000. Shit was moving crazy again today though. Like, look at this fucking candle at like lunchtime, 83 points. And on the 5 minute, after we didn't even take out this low, we get $300 points straight up on the 5 minute. Not a single bearish candle. And like I said, I didn't like that trade, but that was kind of the only entry after this 5 minute inversion. And yeah, today just sucked, man. I ain't gonna blame it price action too much. I could have avoided all this shit. Like, you can't blame price action at the end of the day. You can always just not trade, right? So it is what it is, but today was just fucking ugly, guys. Like, and it's really annoying because now we are right back in this fucking range right here, and chances are price is going to want to come down to these equal lows here, and then probably fuck around in here, and then back up, and then fuck around and back up, back down, back up, back down. Like, we're in for the shits right now, guys. The market has just been fucking awful. So like I said, I'm not blaming it on the market that much, but it hasn't been easy. You have to be so precise and really experienced to kind of win in conditions like this. And I'm still learning at the end of the day. I'm decent, but I'm not the best trader in the world still. I've only been doing this since I passed my first account in July 2025. So I don't know, like 9 months roughly. And I still got a lot to learn. So this is just setting me up to make a shit ton of money in the future. It is what it is. Losses are going to happen, bad months are going to happen, and just got to keep rolling with the punches, preserving capital, and hopefully we can get it back tomorrow. That being said, tomorrow we got CPI, and it's like the little devil on my shoulder right now telling me to full port that, but I don't like how news has been moving lately, so I don't know, I might do it on one account, just try to get some money back so I can get some more accounts going, but I probably won't. I'll probably just look for a data high, data low play, and I'm just trying to end this week green. I just need a green fucking week. It's been a rough past couple of weeks, so we'll see what happens, but I think that's going to wrap it up for today. Be careful tomorrow on CPI, guys. News has been moving really weird lately, so if you guys are trying to full port it, I would suggest 40-point limit orders each way. I would not do 30 and just aim for 40 points of TP. Don't go for anything crazy because we have not been hitting those crazy numbers lately, and we have been getting a retrace in the opposite direction before we pump or dump on the past 3 news events. So be careful if you're doing that. Make sure your limit orders are at least 40 points and don't go for the moon. Don't overextend your TP. So yeah, that being said, I'm going to end this one here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe as usual, and I will catch you guys tomorrow in the next one.